What's going on, guys? I wanted to show you some training footage from the past couple weeks. Some of it I'm alone, some with Dan, but this kind of is important to me because these are the first few weeks that my compound lifts have really shot up. And I think this is due to one, my body fat level right now. I'm at my maintenance weight. I feel amazing. I have a ton of energy. And also, this squat session was when I kind of figured out for myself that going past parallel allows me to get a bounce with my form. And I squatted naturally like this when I first started out, and I kind of stopped and kind of hit parallel, maybe a little bit lower. But I always had in my head, okay, if I do my natural squat, I can't put as much weight on the bar because, of course, going to parallel, you would think that if you're not going all the way down, you're not recruiting as much muscle. And so you could add more weight to it. But I'm thinking now, if I squat naturally like this, it's way more comfortable for me, and I'm recruiting more muscle fiber, which is what I want anyways. I'm a bodybuilder, not a power lifter. I'm going to keep that. So these went really great, and this is 155 pounds. Right now I'm doing 165, and it's not that bad. So I'm increasing my numbers, and it's making me really happy because I also, with that being said, think that my form is getting more perfected, and that's what I'm all about. So
Madeline, do you like that setup? Good. Oh, I color swapped. You're good.
here I'm doing deadlifts with Dan, and I am pulling sumo like my usual. And my chest was kind of drooping a little bit the past session I did my deadlifts, so we were trying to just cue me, being like, keep your chest up, keep your chest up, and it worked. I got a good kind of rhythm with these. So what I would do before was, I knew that sumo deadlifts were supposed to be slow off the ground, and then you'd basically finish the movement faster.
Feels heavier than because the plates, yeah. But whatever.
And I never really did that as extreme as I'm doing here, and I think that this rhythm that I do kind of allows me to pull more weight because I'm not taking as much time with it, and so I can really kind of just rep it out. And I think that this is beneficial if you tend to take your time too much and then kind of you lose that snap with the mentality of it. But also, I think it's really important to take your time sometimes to get everything out of the movement, and you're making sure that you're keeping every cue in check, because sometimes when I will do like speedy deadlifts and kind of get lost in just, okay, rep it out, I forget some cues that are important and that will in turn allow me to pull more weight eventually.
They are here to help you and to answer any questions that you may have.
And then, like the first one, it was so far. You notice that?
No.
My bar path, I could tell it
Oh, far and forward.
wasn't close enough to me.
Yeah.
But besides that.
I feel like they have different places in your training. I think what I'm doing here is great for a bodybuilder. I think powerlifters benefit more so not from just repping it out. I think they benefit from taking their time, thinking, okay, brace, do all these little details, because they're focused on pulling as much weight as possible, not kind of hurting yourself to build muscle. So they have their time and place, and I'm not saying bodybuilders can't take their time, like you obviously should, but I think what I'm doing is helpful for me mentally to get as much load and volume as I can. So that's what I kind of wanted to rant about. I like can't with these plates now. It's so annoying. Dan is making me such a princess. We're going to Center City all the time now, and they have their calibrated plates, Ohio Power Bar, all these gnarly things. And my gym is like an old people gym. We have one barbell. I'm not complaining because I love it, but the plates are just getting so old. But we're making it work. This was the last time I shoulder pressed. I'm doing single arm shoulder press now with dumbbells because my elbow has been giving me a little bit of an issue, and overhead press is not the best for it, especially how heavy I go usually. So I'm doing that, and I'm actually getting more volume in that way as well because it's single arm. So hopefully those will work out. I think they are feeling great lately, so I'm going to stick with it and just make sure I'm not hammering myself with volume. Dan does these a bit differently than me. He pushes it all the way through and has a wider grip, and that's what feels more comfortable for him. Me, on the other hand, my grip is a bit closer, and I don't push it all the way through because I feel it in my kind of rear delt area. So once again, one of those things that your body determines what feels good, and you kind of have to play around with your form. Good. Nice. This is my functional fitness boyfriend. He believes in Bozu balls and not picking up a dumbbell unless it's under 5 pounds. He thinks that machines are not functional and that you should not do them.